Okay, good morning everyone. We already waited for about 10 or 15 minutes for someone to join, so then we can start. For today we have the activity number 3. So we're going to share some screenshots of how to access this activity, the evidences you have to submit, and some websites for you to do some extra exercises. Okay, this is the first screenshot. This is how to access. You will go to your main menu. Just say here, activity 3, and then you will see all the menu for activity number 3. We have to check the material, learning activity number 3. We have to click here and download the document. And secondly, we will have to check the downloadable material on environmental consciousness. So first, click here. This is a PDF document. This is about 9 pages long, 9 or 10 page long document. We're going to browse through it really quick. So this is the introduction. Okay. Aquí aprendizaje número 3. This is the introduction. Well, the most important thing, as mentioned here in the last paragraph, says en esta actividad de aprendizaje se tratará la importancia de la naturaleza y el medio ambiente. Sobre su cuidado y preservación también se estudiará el 0 y el primer condicional, además de la utilización de will para expresar decisiones futuras espontáneas. So that's basically what we're going to study. Conditional 0, conditional 1, and will. And of course we have our resultado de aprendizaje and competencia as expressed here. Then we will have the evidences and the explanation of each one. So very quickly, you see here, number 3.1. The first activity we got to do is to check the material on environmental consciousness. That is the next document we're going to check today. And if you have any questions, remember you can contact me via the questions and concern forum or via WhatsApp if you have joined the group. The activities that we have, the first one is environmental issues. These are the instructions. Basically, we will have to answer the following questions in order to use the present and the future tenses. What do you think about the problem? What would be the possible solution for it? Well, it's not very visible here. Do you see this problem in your community and what people do about it, etc., etc. Basically, what you have to do is to answer these questions using the grammar structure as mentioned before. That is will and conditional 0 and 1. The question number 4 is what will you do in the future to help solve this problem? We will answer these questions. And as very clearly mentioned here, se recomienda revisar el documento descargable ya que este contiene información detallada para realizar esta evidencia adecuadamente. So basically you have to read the document to do this activity. Okay? Then you have to follow these instructions. Activity 3, the evidence environmental issues. Click, record your voice on your PC, do the activity, and upload it. That is 3.2. In 3.3, we will have the next evidence. Which is an interactive activity, our world. You will have to follow the instructions as they go in the activity. You can have several trials. You can try many times, maybe 3 or 4 times. The high score will be the one taken into account for your final evaluations. The next evidence is recycling campaign. As usual, you have the instructions here. Again, you have to make a recording. You have to record on your PC, close the document, and then upload it. Be careful because some of you have had problems uploading the audios. And finally, we have 3.4, which is the evidence, the start of bottled water. In this one, we have to use the conditional will, the modal will, the first and second conditional, and answer these questions. What are the problems derived from drinking bottled water? I mentioned 2 problems at least. What is the difference between bottled water and drinking water? Describe the process involved in manufacturing the plastic bottles. What happens with the plastic bottles after we throw them away? What solutions can be implemented to solve this problem? Is this problem common in your community? What does the community do to deal with it? Will you drink bottled water again? Why or why not? And finally, what will you do in the future to reduce the number of plastic bottles used in the world? Again, you have to download this document, read the information, and do the activities with instructions here. We have a final evidence, that is the virtual session, that is the one we're having right now. In 3.5, we have a very clear chart on what the evidences are. And these are the evidences, the evaluation criteria, and the techniques that we're going to use. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 evidences. I already explained 4, and this is the number 5, the online session. And we are going to use these grammar structures: will, if, and when. And these are the vocabulary and the expressions that we're going to be using. We finish this document with the glossary and the basic vocabulary we will have to use. So this is the first document. The second document is this one, environmental consciousness. So we click here and download. This is a little bit longer. Okay, here we go. This is a 42-page long document, so we're not going to read it all today. We're going to have a real quick browse. We have an introduction here. It says, our planet is our only resource. It is a place where we live and the resource of life, food, water, and everything we need. Therefore, we need to treat it well and conserve it for future generations. In this third learning activity of English Language 5, we're going to discuss environmental consciousness and the natural resources our planet offers to us. For that purpose, we will study first and second conditional and the vocabulary and expressions related to environmental consciousness. So that's basically the introduction. And then we have here. Then we have in detail what the activities and topics will be. Number 1 is will for spontaneous decisions. Number 2 is environmental consciousness. Number 3 is zero conditional. Number 4, the contrast between if and when. Number 5 is the first conditional. And number 6 is the vocabulary for environmental facts. So this is the number 1, will for spontaneous decisions. As usual, we have a couple of examples. Hold a sec. There we go. We have a couple of examples in which you will see that the people in the pictures are giving spontaneous decisions, are making spontaneous decisions on what to do, how to help, what they can do to offer help the other people in there. For example, this one. Do you have any plans for tonight? and spontaneously the person says, I think I will go to Joanna's party. This is not a plan, this is a decision this person took at that very moment. The second picture says, I feel terrible, and the other woman makes the spontaneous decision, says, I will call the doctor. It's not a plan, it's something that spontaneously happens. Then we have the grammar structure, which is basically the same grammar structure for most statements in English. We have a subject, the auxiliary will, verb, and complement. The same for the negative, plus, not. And in questions we change the position of the auxiliary. Here, and subject here. That is the first topic. The second topic is environmental consciousness. We have a very big title here, recycling. We have a few questions. What do you think about our planet? Is it in good shape? Is it in danger? What is recycling? What is reusing? The benefits of recycling and reusing, etc., etc., etc. After you read all this information, you will have a few pictures with some vocabulary that you will have to bear in mind to do the activity, which is basically the recycling process. This vocabulary is the one that you will have to use along the unit. Then we have a text. In this text, we're going to use the vocabulary and the grammar we studied before. It says, you can also contribute to our planet and protect our natural resources in different ways. Here are some green ideas everybody can implement in daily life. Some of them are just simple changes that we can easily do. The benefits for the environment can be huge. For example, ride a bike instead of using a car. Only buy what you really need. Avoid using or buying plastic products. And then you have the description of each of them. Those are the possible solutions you can implement to save our planet. Then we have some other examples of other possible solutions. You will read them very carefully. Grow your own food, recycle containers and reuse bags, turn off the lights when you're not in the room, and use energy-saving bulbs. The next topic is zero conditional. Here we go. Zero conditional. We have a condition and we have a result. The condition is in present. If you eat too much, what is the possible result? You get fat. Okay, then we have here a very short conversation, an example. It says, so, do you like sports, Nicole? And says, of course I do. I love riding my bike. Look at this conversation. Then we continue. He says, how often do you ride your bike? And the answer is, well, I don't have much free time, but if I have to go somewhere nearby, I ride my bike. So I have a condition, that is, if I have to go somewhere nearby, and the result is, I ride my bike. And in the conversation, we have another example here. If people don't exercise, comma, they get fat. The comma is very important when we are writing these kind of sentences. Final example. So, if I don't have to work on weekends, comma, I go jogging in the morning. These are a few examples of how to use the conditional zero. On the next page of the document, you will have the grammar structure and a few other examples. I have a condition that is in the simple present, and I have a result that is also in simple present. Example, if it is Sunday, comma, I sleep late. Other examples, if you drive a car, comma, you need to have a driving license. Example number 2, if you study, comma, you do well on the test. Example number 3, if you don't work, you don't earn money. So both the condition is in present and the result is in present too. Very important information. If I have if at the beginning, I separate with comma. But when the if is in the middle, no comma is necessary. Another example. If I am in class, comma, I can't answer my phone. Or I can answer my phone if I am in class. No comma. Alright? Then we will have a few other examples and exercises. And now we'll move to topic number 4, that is the contrast between if and when. In the conditional, sometimes we use if, sometimes we use when. In the zero conditional, they have the same meaning. Example, if it rains, she feels depressed. It's the same if I say, when it rains, she feels depressed. So I can say, when I go to the movies, I eat popcorn. Or I can say, if I go to the movies, I eat popcorn. There is no much difference. So you can use basically when or if with no much difference. The next topic is the first conditional. We were studying zero conditional, now we have to study first conditional. It's a little bit different. Again, we have a conversation with an example. We're going to go through those examples very quickly. I am saying fine things. So, are we going swimming on Friday? I don't know yet. I might have to work, but if I don't have to work, comma, I will go with you. This is in present, this is in future. Another example. I thought you were not working anymore. Didn't you quit last week? Actually, no. I have a job interview on Friday morning. If they offer me a better salary, comma, I will take the job. So what is the difference between the zero conditional and the first conditional? You see the grammar structure here on page 16 of the document. Here the condition is in present, but the result is in future. In this particular example, the result is in future with will. You can have future with will, with going to, with present progressive, but usually with will. If I feel better tomorrow, comma, I will go to school. We have another example here. If we reduce contamination, comma, we will have a cleaner planet. Example number 2. We will have a cleaner planet if we reduce the contamination. In this case, no comma is necessary. Example number 3. If she comes, comma, I will cook pasta. When I invert the order, example number 4, I use no comma. I will cook pasta if she comes. No comma is necessary. Then we'll have some other uses and examples of the conditional, and you will have to do those exercises very quickly. So those are the most important aspects of this document. Then you will have to read the rest of the document. You will find some other examples, exercises, vocabulary, reading exercises, grammar exercises for you to do. And if you have any questions, you can just contact me via the concerns forum, questions and concern forum. Now I'm going to share with you a few websites for you to do some exercises, some extra exercises at home. Hold a sec, please. Okay, guys, so I'm going to share with you this website so you can do extra exercises at home. So you will go to Google, EnglishPage.com, conditional tutorial, and you will have all the information for conditionals. Here we have a different name for the conditionals. In the previous document, we studied conditional 0 and conditional 1, or first conditional. In this website, they use a different name. They use present real conditional or future real conditional, which is basically the same. So we have the conditional forms here. You will read this information. Present real conditional or conditional 0, present and present, present in the condition, present in the result. Remember, present real conditional is the same as 0 conditional. You will read this information and do the exercises. And you will also do the exercises on future real conditional. Future real conditional, present, and future is the same as first conditional or conditional 1. So remember, we studied conditional 0 and conditional 1. Conditional 0 is present real conditional. Conditional 1 is future real conditional. They are basically the same, but with different names. You will do these exercises, you will read this information, and at the end you will find the exercises. So this is conditional exercise number 7. You will complete with the vocabulary here. So for example, you will write here, graduate, you check. In this case it's incorrect, so now we have it graduate, and in this case it's correct. So this is future real conditional. And you will do conditional exercise 1, and conditional exercise 3. Alright, so these are a few. You will have more conditionals. These are a little more complicated. If you just can't do them, that'll be okay. But if you can't, no big deal. You can just go on and keep on practicing. So let's go to another website. Hold a sec. You will go to Google, you will type in the topic conditional exercises. You will find a bunch of websites. I usually suggest you check the first 5 or 10 websites. Let's go to the second one, which is English Hyphen. You click here, the second website. You will have different names for the same conditional. So conditional sentences type 1, type 2, type 3, which is basically conditional 0, conditional 1, conditional 2, and conditional 3. You will always find different names for the same grammar structure. Let's go to this one, conditional sentences type 1. You will have the condition and the result. The condition, the result. The condition, the result. You see that type 1, or first conditional, is present and future. So we have different names. First conditional, or conditional 1, or future real conditional, or conditional type 1. But it's basically the same structure with different names. So you can do all these exercises on this website. There are many here. And I also suggest this website, Go For You, number 3. The main conditional sentences type 1. Well, type 2, no, because it's a little more complicated. I only suggest type 1. Alright, so those are the websites I have to share with you today, and that is the information. If you have any questions, remember you can contact me via the forum questions and concerns, or you can contact me via the internal messaging or WhatsApp. Remember, those activities are for the evidences. Environmental issues, interactive activity, our world, and the evidence recycling campaign, and the story of bottled water. 4 evidences in which we're going to use will, conditional 0, conditional 1, or conditional type 1, first conditional, future conditional, and the vocabulary for environmental issues. I hope this session was useful for you, and I will be waiting for your comments and questions. Have a good day.